Today I'm at my friend Hwoo's kitchen and he just bought this brand new Konro Grill. We did a full unboxing of this Konro Grill, so check that video out to learn more. Alright, and earlier today we broke up some chickens and made some skewers, including right here we got some Wagyu Skewers. And in this video I wanted to show you how I made these Wagyu Skewers. This is A5 Wagyu Zabuton. Zabuton is a Japanese word for cushion, and this is a cut from the chuck part and it's a very soft piece. I sliced against the grain at about 1 centimeter thickness. Because Wagyu fat melts at room temperature, I put this piece in the freezer before slicing. Even though I kept this cold, while I was cutting this, the Wagyu fat started melting and made it much more harder to cut. It was basically like cutting through a hard stick of butter. And the next step is to cut these into roughly square-shaped pieces. I was able to get 3 square pieces from the larger slice, but that's all going to depend on the shape, the cut, and the size of your Wagyu piece. And with these triangular end pieces, I'm just going to cut them still into squares, but maybe just smaller pieces. The smaller pieces I can still use on the bottom of the skewers. Any of these blocks of the fat pieces, don't want them in the skewers, it's just gonna drip and cause flare-ups, but I'm gonna hold on to them. You definitely wanna save these Wagyu fats, they're really good, you can cook with them. For example, you can use the oils to make some really delicious Wagyu fried rice. For skewering, you can take 2 of these big squares and add it onto a skewer, but I decided to slice them in half, make them into smaller rectangle, as these Wagyu very flavor and fatty rich, very decadent bite, so just wanted smaller bites. Just take the smaller piece and skewer right through the center. It's always best to put your meat on the cutting board, that way you can really control getting it right in the center. With Yakitori and Kushiyaki skewers, it's all about the aesthetics and just making sure everything is centered so that it grills perfectly even. If you have some uneven leftover pieces, you can always trim it to make it nice and neat. And lastly, don't throw away those meat trimmings. Just stick them through the skewer and use your hand to knead them tight. They're plenty full of meat and full of the Wagyu fat flavor, so once they become kneaded together, it becomes a tasty Wagyu meat log. We're using Binchotan, a Japanese charcoal, which really brings out the flavor of Wagyu. We got the Wagyu, so for this, we're gonna use this mesh top, so the skewers will just lay down flat. Just gonna salt. After about a minute or so, just gonna flip it over to check to see if it's brown. If so, just start flipping them over. Yeah. We're basically just going to be flipping them over and over, just making sure it evenly browns on both sides. We still want the inside to be pink. Woo! I'm grating up some fresh wasabi here. The wasabi really helps cut through the fattiness of the Wagyu. I also recommend yuzu kosho, another Japanese condiment that works well with Wagyu as well as other beef skewers. Just some salt and wasabi. All the other flavors are in the meat. This is all the Wagyu trimmings. Got it nice and crispy. Some tare. The tare, which is a yakitori dipping sauce, it's gonna caramelize and also absorb all the smoky flavors. Sweet and savory Wagyu meat logs. Right now we're grilling up some skin and some hearts. If you haven't watched the other video yet, we spent the rest of the day grilling yakitori with Binchotan. Yep. Yeah, get to the side. Ooh. Because it's Hwoo's first time making yakitori, we go through all the basic technique and the maintenance for doing yakitori at home. Here's what it looks like on its first day. Alright, that's it for today's review on this Konro. We had a chance to make yakitori, some Wagyu, and this was Hwoo's first time making yakitori and we got to learn some lessons together. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. See you guys in the next video. Bye, Yaki Gang.